Bonjour, welcome to my channel. My name is Alexsonia. If this is the first time that you see me, welcome. These are videos that I have been divinely guided to share with you because I've had a pretty incredible life, and it all started when I was 6 years old, and these are my stories. In my last video, I was talking about how I attracted everything that I was fearing because that was my dominant thought, and that's exactly what happens is, you know, what you focus on you manifest, and that's what I did quite accurately, and you know, in a genius way, really, if you think about it. So if I could have switched the energy into a positive thinking and not fear, I would have attracted much nicer things to me. So in the last video, I was talking about how I moved to the seventh circle of hell, and it quite literally was the seventh circle of hell. I didn't mention actually other things that happened. I had this Mother Mary medallion that I have worn for as long as I know. In the moving in, I lost my medallion, and that would have been my first indication that something is not right in that place, but you know, live and learn. Something else that I never mentioned in my last video was switching my fridges. So I was bringing in my own fridge and switching out the fridge that was there. And the guy who was taking out my fridge, my car was right there, and I said, "Oh, let me move my car." And he's like, "I've done this a million times, don't worry about it, you know, like, it's all good, leave your car there." Well, in a twist of, you know, unfortunate fate, he hit my car with the fridge, imagine. On the same day, my cat, Bojangles, who I've mentioned in my last video, escaped. So I was dealing with the drama of this guy hitting my car with the fridge, and my cat missing, and all the other insane things that I was experiencing in this place. So at the same time as this is all happening to me at my new location, I had a job, fairly new at this point. I've been there like for a while now, but extremely busy. And I said that I'm an event planner, so that's what I do. And I did this in a private club. And prior to me moving to this new place, seventh circle of hell, I loved my job. Everything was amazing. Everything was, I mean, I was making phenomenal money because it's a seasonal place. I had 3 months off paid for, you know, like, honestly, like, it was like, ah, but yeah, all good things have to come to an end sometime. But like, this is where, after I did this ceremony in my washroom and experienced what I have to say is like getting rid of evil, basically, because I don't know how else to word that. And in my last video, I know that I said like, oh, it was not supernatural, but what I meant to say was like, it was not from this world, what happened here, you know what I mean? So the whole experience was just crazy. I mean, I have a lot of stuff happening from across the veil and things, but like, that was crazy, you know? So this happened that I did this spell of whatever on the Tuesday to Wednesday. So I had to leave the candle burning all night long. And on the morning of the Wednesday, when this thing was taken out by the window, and the whole energy in this place changed, like instantly. It was like there was this heaviness and this, I don't know how to explain it. It was like the energy was different once that energy had left the house. And then at my work, because I was once I had moved in there and was experiencing not sleeping, and like I had like this unhinged neighbor downstairs, and then upstairs the guy was like, waking up very early, and I'm an event planner, so I sometimes didn't come home till 3 o'clock in the morning, and if I'm woken up at 5 and not getting much sleep, right? So at my job, once I moved into this place, everything started to go wrong. I mean, everything was starting to go wrong. But it was what I learned. It's the energy that I was emitting, because lower frequency can only affect you or come to you if you're in a lower frequency. If you're in a high frequency, they can't reach you. They can't affect your life. They can't manifest stuff in your life if you're at a higher frequency, which I was not, from not sleeping. And as well, I had just left the house where I lived for 30 years, surrounded by my friends. I was, pulled away from my friends and like my comfort and everything else. And then as well, a new employment, and then everything that came with that. So, this one day, so this happened on the Wednesday, where the energy left the house. On that weekend, the woman downstairs who was screaming at her son every morning to get up and or whatever she was screaming at him for, on that weekend, he moved with his dad. So the noise downstairs just stopped. And on the Friday, she got her fan fixed in her washroom. So there was no longer a 747 underneath my bed. So those two were like huge, right? Then the guy upstairs was off for a full month, and he was moving at the end of that month on top of that. So no longer was he waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes he would wake up like at 4. It depends. He works for film industry, so it's it depends where they're filming and etc. Right? So it was always different. So that changed, and then I did an event on the Sunday, but I had 2 bookings. I had a funeral during the daytime, and I had a band on the nighttime. So I hadn't booked these events. These were booked by the GM, who is a step above me in this organization, So I come in into the morning and I'm setting up for a funeral, and then you have like the other the woman who's in charge of these bands, who was coming in at the same time and was going to set up for the night. And then so I explained to her, I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on here, but like I can't have a band playing while I have a funeral at the same time. So anyways, it was a big mix up, and it was everything. And then again, by this time, you know what I mean, like I was still really tired and exhausted from not sleeping all this whole time. And then now I had like this new crazy event that just had to happen in my life, and then I was just done, you know. Well, that night, where everything like kind of like we figured everything out, like where like we had to postpone the band, and then do the ceremony, the life ceremony and all that for the member, and then everything like whatever turned out, I guess, as good as it can turn out. And later on that night, I get home, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I'm texting Jay, and I'm telling him about the day and what a disaster it was just to go in there at first, and you know, everything that had happened. And then I was like telling him like you know, like you know, not very nice things about my my boss, my superior, I guess, you know, like. And I mean, I was just like, you know, putting it in there, like I was like not a happy camper. And I'm not gonna repeat what I said to Jay on these texts, and we're texting back and forth. So I write a text saying that my boss is the devil incarnated, and I don't know what that noise was, but like that was really good timing for what I was saying. And that his children were the spawns of Satan, because his children had come to work basically for me. And I press send, and I send it to my boss. So, another lesson learned: do not send a text without putting your glasses on if you need them. So I can't even tell you that when I looked down and I saw that I had sent the text, that I was basically bashing my boss to him. My life just flashed in front of my eyes. I mean, this is not a proud moment for me, I have to say. This was, you know, it is what it is. And I mean, we've all done it, I'm pretty sure, you know, unless you're, you know, like Mother Teresa. But honestly, not a proud moment for me. So now I know that my boss, it was not going to look at this text like at 1 o'clock in the morning, or like whatever time it was by that time, because we had first started talking to each other on the phone, and then we just left the phone, and then we just texting back and forth, because you know, I'm taking off my makeup, I'm doing whatever. And so yeah, so now I'm in shock that I did that. And now I just know that it's not going to be a good ending to this story, right? Well, it wasn't, because the next morning he got the text and sent me a message how he wanted to speak to me on the Tuesday. He said Tuesday instead of the Monday, and then I went like, I can't like spend one more day of torture. I said, how about we meet today, because like I can't tomorrow, type of deal, whatever. I just wanted to rip the band-aid. So I come to the office, and then of course, I was let go. And I could have fought, but you know what, I'm thinking like everything happens for a reason, and this happened for a reason. And it really did. I mean, I am where I am today because of it, because I learned so much. I can't even tell you all, like all the lessons. I mean, if you've watched all my videos, like this is like, if you guys think that I'm doing this like for popularity or for money or for, I've never asked anybody to subscribe or to like or to, I'm doing this because I was basically told to do this. And a lot of people might have doubts, and uh, it is what it is. So yeah, so I got fired, and then, but at least the kid downstairs was gone, and the guy upstairs decided to sleep, before he went on his holiday. And then after that he was coming back to pack, but that's okay, knowing that I was able to sleep. That's all I wanted, because for that first month, that after all of this, I mean, I think that's all I did. I just slept. So, but now I didn't want to be there anymore. Oh yeah, and I forgot, she fixed her muffler. So she fixed her muffler on that same day that the spirit left the house. So I mean, everything was starting to fix itself, because it was magical, honestly. Like it was like really, like it was crazy. And from my bedroom, I had the view of a barn, and this barn was built in 1880 and is still standing. And I love photography, and I've done like some shorts on my channel of videos that I've taken. So I will eventually put out this video of this barn, and you see like there in the window upstairs, like there's a family of raccoons, and she's just waiting for the nighttime to come so that she can take out the kids, and it's just so cute. So I don't know the history of the house where I was itself, but I know that it was like very, very, very old. So the energy that was lingering in that place had been there for, I think, quite a while. And the people that had the place where I was, when I visited this place, the walls were black in the living room. And yeah, it was not a good look. And then me is the complete opposite, because my whole decor is white, pure white couches, like white sheep wraps, and I mean, like, and pieces of art. So I mean, like, completely different than what this place was prior to me moving in there. So already just painting the walls, everything white, and had changed the energy of the place a little bit, right? But it didn't fix the problems until we had to exit the spirit that was occupying this house. So this taught me a lot about energy and frequency, and I had to go through it, because, like I said, I'm very stubborn, and they tried a lot to wake me up, and I've had like so many opportunities um, to wake up, but like you really need to be brought to your knees, I think, for you to realize that you know, to wake up, I guess, you know. So in this house, I didn't want to be there anymore after all of this happened, and whatever. I really didn't want to be there anymore. So I had to figure out what I was gonna do, and I had like for the longest time, because now I'm starting a clean slate all over again, right? Like I'm no longer working there. Eventually, like I was getting like government, you know, like unemployment, and because I had such a high salary, that my unemployment was like the top that it could be as far as money coming in for me, right? So win-win. So it was giving me the time to figure out what I really wanted to do. But yeah, and I really didn't know what to do anymore. So that gave me the time to reflect. Also, I had asked right after this all happened to me on the Wednesday night when I went to bed. I asked Archangel Michael, because you know, like that's I talk to, you know, I mean, and when I want a protection and stuff like that, because I've always felt protected. My whole life I felt protected, and like I told you, I had like that Mary medallion that I lost when I first got into the house. So that was like my invisible shield of protection, I felt, you know. But once this happened, and I knew that it was Archangel Michael who had came to my help, I asked him that night. Every night I ask a question. So I have a journal, a night journal, and then I ask, what measures can I take to protect myself from now on, to you know, be protected. And the next morning I woke up, in my book it was written black tourmaline, and it was not in my handwriting. Okay, I have like a very distinctive handwriting, and this was not my handwriting. And I'm gonna tell you that you know, like I mean, I knew about like vaguely about crystals and stuff like that, but like when I saw that, I had no idea what that was, and I was kind of afraid to look it up. But I did look it up, and it's black tourmaline, and it's these beads here, and they come in raw form. They come in, I'm telling you that this girl, once I looked it up and I saw what it was, I couldn't drive fast enough to the rock store to go and buy myself some black tourmaline, you know. And I made these bracelets, and I don't know if you follow my videos, you would see that my jewelry changes like pretty much on every video. But this, I do not take it off, and they're gonna have to take it off out of my cold dead hands, because this is not coming out off of me. And then once I had told what had happened, everybody that I was in contact with wanted me to make them for them. So I started just making like these bracelets for all my friends. So yeah, so like I said, raising your frequency is very important, because when you're in a low frequency, the negative entities can get to you, but if you have a high frequency, they can't reach you. So to raise your frequency is the best protection of all, you know. And then this is when I call it the turning of the guards, because again, if you watch my videos, you would know that at the age of 9, I had an apparition of Mother Mary and Jesus and my mother's higher self that appeared to me. And my whole life, I was really close to Mother Mary because I felt like I was woken up at 444, and that's how I identify Mary. And Jesus, I told the whole story in one of my videos about how I found out about everybody's number and stuff like that. But like I said, Jesus, it wasn't like really like, it was like when I prayed, and I pray very different today than I used to back then, because I was still, you know, like underneath it was different. I don't want to put anybody down. So it was very different how I pray today and how I prayed back then. But Mother Mary was my main guide. I know that I have a guide, and apparently his name is Pierre, which is very funny because, you know, I'm French and my spirit guide's French. I've never met him. I have to say, he's never appeared to me. Like, you know, you would think that he would be the first one to come to me, but no, sadly, I haven't met him yet. But after this happened to me, I felt that that's when Jesus came into my life and made himself known to me. And my relationship switched from a very different. And I will tell you all about that, but in this video, I guess it's already getting like so long. And I probably, hopefully I didn't lose all of you, but yeah, these are my experiences. So so he's appeared to me several times, and my life changed from this Wednesday that that this happened to me. Everything changed from then on. So I will again let you know in my next videos everything that's happened to me. And in this video, I will let it go here. And I just want to say that I love you so much, and we are one. And love is all there is. In the end, that is what we have to realize, is that love and forgiveness, and that's what we're here for. And I'm getting it, and you know, I hope that everybody gets there as well very soon. So I see you in my next video. Bye.